it's Moira here and welcome to this tutorial in the Daisy Sampler series. This tutorial covers the repeating motif that you can find in all the sections and versions of the Daisy Sampler. And this tutorial is going to be working from the muted version of the Daisy Sampler. The motif will be familiar as we've already worked it in section 2, motif 1, but as we were concerned about getting our stitch counts correct in that tutorial, I decided it was useful to recap this repeating motif. In the bright version of your sampler, you will sometimes find that this motif uses two colours, and in the muted and tapestry versions, this motif always uses just one colour. Looking at our muted chart, we can check off the first round as we've already worked this in the previous motif. We have a 12 stitch repeat in this pattern and we always start at the red square or red line on the chart. And on this round my red line is stitch number 4 in from the corner. Now we've identified where we start, let's look at what this round is like. We can see there's no X's on this round, it's just all double crochet into the back loop only. Insert your hook into the 4th stitch from the corner and join your new yarn with a chain stitch. And the next stitch is a double crochet into the back loop only. Continue working these double crochet back loop only stitches all the way around your work, and when you get to the corner, work 2 chains around the corner. And when you get back to the first stitch, join the last stitch to the first stitch with an invisible join. And now we've worked that round, we're going to tick it off. So we're now ready to work on this next round in our repeating motif, and we start at the 6th stitch in from the corner and we join our new yarn with a chain stitch as usual. The stitch immediately after this chain will be a drop treble stitch. And once we've worked this drop treble, if we look at our pattern, we've got a double crochet and then another drop treble. And these 2 stitches of double crochet and drop treble are the stitches that we keep repeating all the way along this side until we get to the corner. So I've made it to the heavy line at the corner, and looking at my chart, I have got a drop treble, a double crochet and a drop treble to work. And looking again at my chart, I can see I've now got 2 double crochets before I get to the actual corner, and when I get to the corner I've got 2 chains to work myself around the corner. After the 2 chains I've got another 2 double crochets to work. That is then the end of the corner section, and I'm ready to carry on with my pattern of drop treble, double crochet, drop treble, double crochet. So continue working this pattern all round your work, making sure that you refer to the chart when you get to the corner sections, and when you get back to the first stitch, join it with an invisible join to the last stitch. When we've completed this round, it should look like we've got an edge of little boxes, and our corner should have that little right angle section. This round starts at the 7th stitch in from the corner, and remember we always include that chain at the corner in our stitch count. As usual, we join our new colour with a chain stitch, and the next stitch is a double crochet, and then the stitch following that is a drop treble, and this drop treble is inserted into the little box that you've created by your work on the previous round. And after this drop treble we're going to have 3 double crochets and then another drop treble, and that is the pattern that we're going to be working on this round. 3 double crochets and 1 drop treble, and remember that drop treble should always be inserted into the box in between those 2 drop trebles from the previous round. Continue working this pattern repeat of 3 double crochets and 1 drop treble until you get to the heavy line at the corner. Now I'm at the corner, I've got 1 more double crochet to work, and then I'm at the drop treble. There's my drop treble for the corner. And after that drop treble, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets before we have to work those 2 chains to get us around the corner. And now, after I've worked my 2 chains and turned my chart around so I can see my next part of the pattern, I can see I've got another 4 double crochets to work. And after having worked those 4 double crochets, I'm now finished my corner section. So continue around your work with the pattern of 1 drop treble and 3 double crochets, paying attention to the chart when you get to the corners, and as usual, join your first stitch to your last stitch with an invisible join. So now we've completed this round, you can see we've got little T's going on all the way around our work. So looking at the next round, it's a round of double crochets into the back loop only. And on our muted and our tapestry versions, we're working in the same colour we've just worked. However, a few of the motifs in the bright version, you change colour in this round. It doesn't really matter what stitch you start on in this round, as you're just working double crochet back loop only all the way around, just making sure you remember to add your 2 chains at each corner. So I will see you when I've completed this round. And now this round is completed, I'm ready to look at the next round. And on this round in our repeat motif, we should be starting at the 9th stitch in from the corner. However, the 9th stitch on our chart has got a V in it. Therefore, I'm going to start 2 stitches to the right of where I should be starting. So that's the 7th stitch in from the corner. And as usual, I join my new yarn with a chain stitch. I've then 1 double crochet stitch to do before I've got a V. And remember, a V is a drop double treble stitch, which is a double treble stitch into the front loop 3 rows below. And remember, when working your double treble, you wrap your yarn twice around the hook, identify your front loop 3 rows down, and then continue with your double treble. Looking at our chart, we can see we've got 3 double crochets before another double treble, and that's the repeat for this round. 3 double crochets, 1 drop double treble. Continue working this repeat of 3 double crochets and 1 drop double treble until you get to the heavy line at the corner. Now I'm at the corner with that drop double treble. I have another 3 double crochets and then another drop double treble to work. And after the final drop double treble in this side, I've got 4 double crochets to work before I get to the corner chains. So that's my 3rd stitch and my last stitch, my 4th double crochet, and now I can work my 2 corner chains. Now we're around the corner, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets before that drop double treble. And once that drop double treble has been worked, we are now at the end of our corner section. Continue working the repeat of 3 double crochets and 1 drop double treble around the other sides, paying particular attention to the chart when you come to the corners. Now this round's complete, we can tick it off and look at the next round. And looking at the start of the next round, we're above a drop double treble, and you should be starting on stitch 10. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention at this point, and I started at the first drop double treble, which was stitch 6. Wherever you start, the pattern is the same. It's you work a double crochet after that initial chain, and then you're going to work a drop treble. You then have got 3 double crochets before the next drop treble. And that is the pattern that you continue until the corner. 3 double crochets, 1 drop treble. I've reached the corner. I'm just above that last drop double treble there, and I'm going to work now 1 double crochet and 1 drop treble. And once that drop treble has been worked, there are 4 double crochets to work. And after those 4 double crochets, we have a drop treble, which is the last drop treble on this side. Then another 2 double crochets before our 2 corner chains. And once we've worked those 2 corner chains, we can turn both our chart and our work. Referring to our chart, we can see that we've got 2 double crochets to work. I'm splitting my yarn there, so that's the first double crochet and then the second double crochet. Then we can see we've another drop treble. So 1 more drop treble. Once we've worked this drop treble, and looking ahead, we can see that we've got another 4 double crochets to work before the drop treble. And that is now the end of this corner section. Now we've completed this round, we can tick it off, and we're going to look at what is actually going to be the last round in this repeat motif pattern. So looking at our chart, we should be starting above that drop double treble, which is the 11th stitch in from the corner. And I've done it again. I started at the wrong position. Again, wherever you start, you join your yarn with a chain stitch, and then you're immediately going to work a drop treble after the chain stitch. And after that drop treble, it's 1 double crochet, 1 drop treble, and that's our pattern repeat all the way around until we get to the corner. 1 double crochet, 1 drop treble. Looking at the corner, I'm in line with that drop double treble, so I now am looking to work a drop treble, 1 double crochet, and then another drop treble. So that's a drop treble, 1 double crochet, and then another drop treble. And after that drop treble, it's 2 more double crochets. That's 1, 2, another drop treble, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets until we get to the 2 corner chains. I'm just working that final double crochet before I can work those 2 corner chains, and then I can turn the chart and turn my work. So looking at our pattern, we've now got 4 double crochets to work before a drop treble. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we can see we actually have another drop treble to work. And once we've worked that drop treble, we've then got 2 double crochets to work. And once we've completed those 2 double crochets, we're at the end of our corner section. So we're now back to working our pattern of 1 drop treble, 1 double crochet. And continue working that pattern all the way back to the first stitch, paying particular attention when you come to the corners. And we've now completed this motif. This is the motif that's repeated in all the border sections. It is repeated twice in section 2 and 4 and once in section 3 and 5. Thank you for watching this video tutorial in the Daisy Sampler series. Please do subscribe to Daisyknots channel if you've found it useful. Thank you.